All right, so I'm finishing out some started dogs right now. We're at the point in training where I need to shoot a lot of squirrels out for these dogs to let them fully understand, hey, I need to stay at this tree because he's going to come here and he's going to shoot them out and this game ends at the tree. I've been running into a problem with my 20 gauge where when I get to the tree, these squirrels are timbering out a lot and I'm huffing and puffing, I'm out of breath. That affects my shooting. Squirrels are moving quick. That affects the shooting. And my average shot distance on that happens has been between 30 and 40 yards. And I've been hitting these squirrels, but they're still not, it's not quite hitting them hard enough that they're falling out of the tree right away to reward the dogs. And here lately I've had a few that have made holes, and those I really would have rather them fall to the ground to reward my dogs. So I'm out here today with a varying setup of shotguns, different chokes, different shot, trying to recreate that moment with some squirrel targets and just seeing, you know, what gets the most pellets on the body per shot, because I'm not concerned. I'm concerned with knocking the squirrel out of the tree for the dog. How many pellets are in the meat when I eat the squirrel later is an afterthought to that right now. Right now I'm more concerned with just finishing out that dog. So this first shot is Federal 7/8 of an ounce and number 6s out of a full choke at about 35 yards. I'm looking at the target here and I hit it. That's a dead squirrel. I've probably got 7 or 8 pellets, one right in where the neck and the head come together. A few would have broke his spine, a couple would have gone through his back legs. But all right, the next shot is same distance, about 35 yards, 7/8 of an ounce of 7.5 shot. All right, so again, I don't know how well you can see the target, but I probably hit that squirrel with probably half a dozen more pellets than the first one. So my dad was nice enough to let me borrow his 12 gauge Auto 5. He's got a poly choke on it. We got it set to full, and I got a ounce and an 1/8, 7.5 shot here at 35 yards. See how the 12 gauge goes. Well, that was not what I expected with the 12 gauge at all. I think I got less pellets in that target than I did with the 20. I don't know if that was just the poly choke on that gun. Okay, so that last unexpected result of the 12 gauge got us thinking. We're trying now a ounce and a quarter of number 6s, same full choke, thinking that maybe like performance style game loads like high brasses, ELRs from Remington or something, they might have a better wad and be put together different. Now we're just kind of scratching an itch. Curiosity's getting us, so we'll see how that does. Well, we body hit him with about 8 pellets. All right, the 12 gauge Remington extended long range, ounce and a quarter of number 5s. All right, I only hit that one with about 3 in the body. All right, so after all of that shooting, I really saw that of the guns I have access to right now, that full choke 7.5, 7/8 ounce shot out of my CZ over and under ultralight 20 gauge was putting more pellets on target. My whole predicament in this was feeling the need to step back up to a 12 gauge. I replaced my 12 a few years ago with a 20. It's been working great for walking through the woods, stalking, and when I'm running with a finished dog, and I don't care about, you know, taking a few more seconds, risking the squirrel getting away, getting in and shooting it for the table. I know I can get closer, and the dog knows what he's doing, so I'm not missing out on training opportunities if I don't get to take that further shot. After all of this testing, I still think that I need to step up to a 12 gauge. I think it's a matter of just finding the right shot and the right choke combination. You know, you're throwing a quarter ounce more just stepping up to the 12 gauge of lead than you are staying with that 20. And once I get everything matched to what shoots the best, I think I'll start seeing the squirrels fall out again. I remember how my old 870 performed. And I remember shooting squirrels at distance and I was anchoring them. And at the end of the day right now, this whole decision is just based off of finishing out dogs. The more lead I can throw at them through the trees. I may go back down to 8 shot and try that out in the future. If I do, I'll put a video on it. But right now I'm going to go ahead and buy the 12 gauge and play with that. Yeah, so I'm in my car and I was literally on my way to go buy that 12 gauge, and I thought about it, and you know, the evidence in that video says that I could easily be spending $200, $300 on a shotgun that does the same thing. And what I saw there shows that, at least with my dad's Auto 5 and that poly choke, that there wasn't really much of a difference at all between it and my 20. And think I'm going to keep playing with my 20 right now, even though with the 12 gauge you have an option to throw a lot more shot. Then you also you're getting into expensive shooting when you go that route, and you know, we're just trying to finish a dog here, so I'd really like to just be able to knock them out of the tree with, you know, your basic field loads. I mean, I've killed a lot of squirrels in that situation with a 12 gauge with just number 8s dove loads, but right now I'm just gonna keep trying to make my 20 gauge work. But I think the information in that video is good for y'all making your decisions. I think it literally just boils down to shoot what you got and test it out and see what works, and notice your range limitations. I think I might just need to creep closer to the tree before I pull the trigger.